Welcome back to Buy or Buy. Today we're looking at the 2011 to 2017 Nissan Juke, the bug-eyed little crossover that everyone loves to make fun of. Built in Japan and dropped from the US after 2017, it's got one of the most polarizing faces ever bolted to a car. But here's the secret. It's turbocharged, genuinely fun, dirt cheap, and has a real cult following. So this oddball is a buy?
A 188 horsepower turbo crossover that handles like a hot hatch, costs under $15,000, and looks like a cartoon frog. This one's a surprising buy.
Here's the agenda for today's explainer. First, who and the cross shop. Second, the hidden gems. Third, the mechanical issues. And fourth, the final verdict.
All right, Section 1, Who and the Cross Shop, Finding the Frog's Target Audience.
So who is actually searching for this wildly designed crossover on the used market? Well, it perfectly targets budget buyers who want fun over image. We're talking about new drivers seeking something completely unique, and driving enthusiasts who absolutely love a quirky, cheap turbo car. Seriously, if you don't care what the neighbors think of your driveway, you are the prime target for the Juke.
Now, what happens when you cross-shop it? Compare it to the pricier-to-fix Mini Cooper, the raucous Fiat 500 Abarth, the sensible but slower Kia Soul, or the standard subcompact crowd like the Honda Fit and the Juke just wins out on raw performance and chassis dynamics. You are literally getting sports cartooning in a subcompact crossover body. Bottom line, a budget-friendly standout for buyers prioritizing driving dynamics.
Section 2, the hidden gems. Why the Juke is secretly a blast.
Fun is the big headline here. Underneath that bulbous hood is a turbocharged 1.6-liter MR16 DDT engine featuring direct injection, and it delivers 188 horsepower with very little turbo lag. Combine that punchy power with nimble handling, and you get a genuinely playful, hot hatch-like character that automotive reviewers call an absolute blast. I mean, it bolts from 0 to 60 in roughly 7 to 8 seconds, making it aggressively quick off the line.
In the value proposition, it's undeniable. These things are dirt cheap used, often trading hands for well under $15,000. And hey, if you want more punch, the NISMO trim bumps output to 197 horsepower. Then there's the top-tier NISMO RS, which adds 215 horsepower, 210 pound-feet of torque, reinforced connecting rods, heavily bolstered Recaro sport seats, and a helical limited slip differential. That is serious performance hardware for not a lot of extra cash.
The character on this thing is just unmatched. Between the bug-eyed exterior styling, the painted motorcycle tank center console, and that icon display reading out boost pressure and G-forces, driving this crossover feels like an event. It commands a real enthusiast following, perfectly captured by the wild GTR engine Juke R Halo car. And let's not forget, the 6-speed manual is an absolute treat. Bottom line, a genuinely playful, hot hatch-like character that makes every drive an event.
Moving on to Section 3, the mechanical issues. Landmines under the bulbous hood.
Okay, the critical flaw here is the CVT. Like most Nissan continuously variable transmissions, it has a poor reliability record, heavily stressed by the engine's turbocharged torque. When it fails, and we're talking steel belt slippage or chronic overheating, repairs usually mean a full replacement costing $3,000 to $4,500. A failing internal bearing can even cause stalling under acceleration. So the 6-speed manual, available on the front-wheel drive SV and NISMO trims, is the one you really want to seek out to avoid this headache completely.
There are moderate risks to check too. You absolutely must verify the fuel pressure sensor recalls. Nissan issued 3 separate safety recalls for this sensor on 2011 through 2013 models. If it loosens, it creates a pressurized fuel leak and a massive fire risk. Additionally, check the turbo's oil feed health. A clogged oil feed tube can starve the bearings and cause catastrophic turbo failure as the car ages. You really don't want to mess with that.
You also need to watch out for boost control solenoids acting up, stretched timing chains on neglected examples, and a known appetite for wearing out inner tie rod ends, which causes steering wheel play. Also, because it uses direct injection, carbon builds up heavily on the intake valves, requiring a walnut blasting service at or past 60,000 miles. Finally, expect a stiff, noisy ride and tiny rear windows that absolutely kill your visibility. Bottom line, mechanical pitfalls are real, so hunt for a well-maintained manual.
Finally, Section 4, the final verdict. Final verdict on the 2011 to 2017 Nissan Juke. Verdict? Buy. The 2011 to 2017 Nissan Juke is a buy, and it's the ugly duckling that's secretly a hoot.
Look past that cartoonish face and you get a turbocharged, sharp-handling little crossover with real character and a cult following, all for the price of a tired economy car. It delivers an incredibly fun driving experience that modern, sanitized subcompacts simply cannot match.
Now, the catches are real. The CVT is the weak link, so a manual SV or NISMO is the smart play. And you'll want to verify the fuel pressure sensor recalls and check the turbo's oil feed health before buying. Do that and you've got one of the most fun cheap cars on the used market. Buy a clean manual example with records and completed recalls. Buy a high-mileage CVT car with no history. Cross-shop a Mini Cooper if you want more polish.
Bottom line, the cheapest way to put a genuine smile on your face.
So are you ready to look past that wild styling and park one of the most exciting, dirt-cheap turbo crossovers in your driveway? If you want character, boost, and handling on a tight budget, the Juke is definitely calling your name. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.